Cooper Flagg commits this morning to Duke. That's the news that sends shockwaves. Who saw that coming? That the kid that the second any of us saw, like take yourself back, Kevin, to the very first time you saw a clip of Cooper Flagg play basketball. You probably thought what I thought, which is like, that kid's going to Duke, right? That's a Duke guy. And then the recruitment plays out exactly as we all anticipated. Do you think UConn was ever really – because it felt like there was a little smoke there. It felt like UConn fans were talking themselves into it, but I never really fully bought it.
I think they gained ground. I don't think they gained enough ground for it really to be a thing. Mm-hmm. I will say it was really funny because there was all this, like – if you spend enough time on Twitter, you probably saw, like, UConn fan being like, well, Cooper Flagg just followed Dan Hurley's wife on Instagram, or like some like all sorts of stuff like that. And I was like, Cooper Flagg has played this recruitment so close to vest. He doesn't talk to anyone. Like, he doesn't really do interviews, but he's going to give away the whole thing on Instagram followers.
Right.
Like, it just didn't make sense to me. So I was always kind of like, all right, it's Duke.
I knew UConn was doomed when Cooper Flagg's official visit was a UConn-Duke football game and Duke smacked him.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not a great omen. Not a great.
There's certain schools where you probably want the official visit to be a non-football weekend.
Yeah.
UConn probably one of them.
That was one of them. No, it's good for Shire though. I mean, I think this year, we have to see what Kentucky looks like. USC, I guess, has some freshmen. Obviously, Bronny, but Collier's out there, too. I guess he's technically the number one guy in the country. But it does feel like this freshman class doesn't have the buzz, doesn't have the juice. So Cooper Flagg, like I do think that's missing a little bit from college basketball this year. I'm very excited for the season, but there is no guy that the casuals would go. I mean, maybe it's Cohen Carr. Maybe he's the freshman right in front of us the whole time. But yeah, having Cooper, like, we're going to definitely get that with him next year. It's going to be Zion-like in terms of the hype and everything.
Right. It's going to be, I mean, if he's good, which, I mean, every time I've watched him, he's been unbelievable. Like, it's going to, I think, exceed Zion. Like, it will give, like, the people who don't watch college basketball a reason to talk about college basketball,
right.
Which, like, I know there's, like, lots of mixed opinions. Like, do college basketball fans want people in their little, like, space? But, like, yes, it's good for it's good for the sport if, like, Duke is playing on Saturday and people feel like they have to watch.
Yeah.
And people are going to have to watch Cooper because he's really entertaining to watch play.
So I was getting a debate in the office today. Do you think he's going to be hated? Because he is a white guy going to Duke, but my argument was like, you can't just blanket hate all the white guys that go to Duke, because then when the actual hateable white guys come along, you're kind of the boy who cried wolf, and it has to mean something when you bring the hatred to the white guy at Duke. The early read I have on Cooper Flagg, not hateable. He seems, I guess there could be a path. Like, he seems confident, which is basically all it takes. If you're like a white guy playing basketball and you're confident in yourself, everyone's like, what the fuck are you confident about, dude? Like, who do you think you are? People hate you. I don't really feel like he's super hateable, but it seemed like the people I was arguing with at the office, they're like, oh, no, we're going to hate him. We're going to definitely hate him.
He was definitely like white guy of the summer, and that's a great thing to have for him forever. But like I will say, at Peach Jam, he won a game with a block. Like 3 seconds left, they're up 1. He blocks a kid's shot, like pins it against the backboard, wins them in the game. And he's like sitting on the ground, like flexing and just screaming, "Give me that shit! Give me that shit!" And I was like, the first time he does this in college basketball, everyone is turning against him, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think he'll come in, people will like him. Slowly throughout the year, he will get hate. Like, I mean, Chet had haters, but in like a different way. Like, Chet had haters like, this guy's just too skinny. Like,
yeah, right.
Where I don't think Cooper, people didn't like hate Chet the person. I don't think they're gonna really hate Chet or Cooper the person, but maybe if he does enough celebrating.
Chet was an instance of you fear what you don't understand, and you were seeing a guy out there that you've never really seen look like that before, playing in a way you've never really seen a guy that skinny. Like, I don't, it just like kind of broke your brain a little bit. And then Wembanyama came along and like took it to another level, but. Yeah, that was the hatred people had for Chet, was like, I don't fully understand what I'm looking at, so I get this out of my face. I think that was the Chet thing. No, I don't think Cooper Flagg is hateable yet. Yeah, things can change. You know, you could get to Duke. He could see his own face on the cover of all these magazines, and everyone's pumping his tires, and he could puff his chest a little bit and be a little too cocky. But I just enjoy watching him play basketball right now. I don't think he's hateable at all. But we'll see.